Good morning.
Good morning.
So it's just gone 7:45. We've had breakfast at this little cafe down the street. We were going to have breakfast in our hotel restaurant, but it was a cold dungeon and it wasn't ready anyway.
No, they weren't really serving.
So today we're going to attempt to walk to the first town. That's our goal. If we get to the first town, we'll think about the second town. If we get to the edge of town and my knee is playing up, we'll come back and get a taxi. But we're on the road and we've sent our backpacks via Jacko Trans today.
I've got a little one.
Lynn really wanted to wear her pack, but I got it wrong and I actually organised for hers to get sent on before she had a chance. So apologies for that. But let's just see how this goes anyway.
Yeah, got to try and see what happens.
More later. Down the road from Hostel Los Templarios, where we were staying, is this lovely little cafeteria, and we had a great breakfast there. Actually, it's quite cool so far walking out of town. Not very busy, but a bit chilly.
Hi.
Good morning, guys. We're about 2 kilometres down the way, hobbling along, but so far so good. So our first aim is a cafe in about 3 kilometres, tick that box. And then if we get that far, our second aim is a town in about 10 kilometres, which means if it's all going to crap, we can get a taxi, but so far so good.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
Bye.
So a couple of K down the road, we've come to Compostela, not Compostela. It's like the bar, there is a bar there, but it's closed. Lots of little orchards and things on the outside of town. I think we're getting to the outside of town now. I forget the name of the next little village we get to.
Nearly 4 kilometres done.
Woohoo! That deserves a Compostela. This is us just arriving in Colombrianos. This is the start of Lynn's Churches and Roses. I can't even see it. Oh, duh, there's a stork's nest as well.
It's lovely walking out of Pamplona because you follow this river for quite a way. It's lovely hearing the water in the morning with the birds singing. This is a really good idea. They've made this old factory into an energy museum. Really clever way to use up an old factory building.
So we're about 5 kilometres in so far today, and managed to get into a bit of a rhythm. I think perhaps walking today without a backpack has been a good decision. It would have been a real pounding otherwise. But Lynn had a look at me walking and said, I think if you tried to walk in your normal style, heel toe, how I normally walk, rather than limping, because you said if you keep limping, you're going to start pulling tendons and that. So what I tried to do was just walk along as if I didn't have a knee problem, and I think it's really helped. So I've managed to settle into not a quick rhythm, but a rhythm that enables you to go. So, you know what, if that gets me through today, that's a huge plus. 2 days ago when I walked into Astorga, I thought that I was done. I thought that was me finished. But just 2 rest days, a knee brace, a whack of drugs, combination, I'm back on the road. And I got to tell you, when we stopped at that cafe 5k in and got a stamp in the Camino passport, I felt like I just got to Santiago. It was like a huge achievement. So it's a great start to the day so far, but it's a long way to go.
Here comes Michael up the hill. My little trooper. He says he's all right, but I've got to watch him.
Buen camino.
Because he tries to kid me he's all right when he's not. But he's going okay so far. Look at this, guys. Isn't it beautiful? Just on the side of the road. This is a cafe that we have always stopped at on this morning. But it's crazy, last year it was closed. And funny how next year, I think it's had a bit of a zhoosh and it's back up. Look at the colours. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know what the mauve is, but it's really pretty. We can't believe how blue the sky is. And listen to the birds.
So we're about 7 kilometres along the way. It's quite hot actually, so we're going to stop and have a cold drink and put some sunblock on. Absolutely gorgeous day so far. Yeah, so far so good. So it's about 20 minutes before 11. There's a couple of little villages that we're heading through, and hopefully to have lunch at Cacabellos, which is 2/3 of our distance today. Gorgeous day. Good morning. It's just gone 11:45. It's quite warm. It's going to be 28, 30 odd degrees today by the end. And we've done probably 10 or more kilometres, and we're going nice and steady towards Cacabellos. I reckon another hour should get us to Cacabellos. Yeah. And it's about a 7k uphillish walk. So given that I haven't been walking for 2 days, I reckon if I get to Cacabellos today, I'll take that, put it in the bank, and see how I feel tomorrow. Now luckily, we had always planned tomorrow to be a rest day in Villafranca, so it'll be a really good way to assess where I'm up to for the last 8 days. So, but when Lynn and I were having breakfast this morning, to think that I could maybe walk through the vineyards to Cacabellos was a bit of a dream. So,
you're doing well.
So far so good today.
Yeah.
More later.
Bye.
So the Del Bierzo region is a wine producing region, as you can see by the fields and fields of vines. A bit of TLC's been put into those fields. We really are walking in gorgeous countryside. Blue skies today. Beautiful country. I'm guessing this is where the vineyard farmers stay or work. Pretty little cottage.
This is Cacabellos, the old part of town.
Vale, pues hablo yo con él y a ver lo que me dice y te lo pongo en un WhatsApp. Sí. Vale, hecho, perfecto. Muy bien. Venga, otro, chao, buen día.
So it's just gone 2 o'clock. We've been here for about an hour. We haven't checked into our hotel yet because, to be honest, they washed the floor and I didn't have the heart to walk in on the floor in my muddy boots. So we thought we'd have lunch instead. Absolutely gorgeous, warm afternoon in Villafranca, and glad to be here.
We're in a new hotel this year. Our favourite one that we love was booked out. Louise and Gordon will remember how nice it was last year. But this is pretty good. We've got a balcony and we're overlooking all the eating places, Louise and Gordon. You'll know where that is. But it's lovely. It's only 12 months old. So that in itself is great.
Okay, so we're at the end of our day now. We've just finished tea. We're back in our hotel room. And when we got to Cacabelos, I thought, you know what, I've done 15 odd K. It's pretty warm. Oh, I reckon we'll just take it easy.
Yeah, be sensible.
So we just ducked into a bar to have a soda water. And the bartender, I said to the guy,
he was really nice.
Where do we get a taxi? And he got his phone and rang one.
Yeah.
Came within 10 minutes, yeah. And the bartender says, here you go. And it was a maxi taxi, brand new. And he knocked us up to Villafranca for 15 euros.
Yeah.
Not a problem. So you would have seen Lynn's footage from out of the taxi.
Yeah.
We've walked that section before. There's not a lot to see.
No.
I think I would have struggled today.
Yeah, so that's why we made that decision.
Yeah, so that tended
And it was a good decision.
It worked out well.
It really was.
Yeah. So we're staying in Hotel Restaurant El Casino. I think it's been here for a while. It's in the main square in Villafranca, but it was renovated within the last year. Yeah. It is top notch. It's probably, in terms of the rooms, the bathroom, the presentation, the foyer, it's
the space.
It's probably the best room.
Yeah.
It runs rings around the Moxie Hotel in Barcelona or any of the other ones we stayed in.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for somewhere to stay in Villafranca or you want a rest day, gosh, go here. It's
and even our favourite that we had at the other end of the plaza, I think it actually beats it out.
Outshines it. And it's 15 euros less than Teo Pepe in Mazarif, so a really good find.
Yes.
So we can probably comment on the weather.
It's bloody hot.
Yeah, it's 30 odd degrees, and it will be for the next 2 or 3 days. Yeah. It is really hot.
Yeah, over 30s.
Yeah, and while we were having tea, the waitress rushed in for water and a towel.
Obviously, someone has fainted.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the pilgrims, we've talked to a few that have walked in today, and they said it was really hard. Yeah. So I'd say someone's been affected by the heat, and has fainted, collapsed, whatever you want to say. Yeah. And
it's warm.
Yeah.
So we've never, in all our walks, ever sent our pack ahead, which I had to do today because of my knee. Yeah. And so it was really easy. We spoke to the hotel in Ponferrada, and the girl rang Jacko Trans and said, I've got 2 backpacks, need to be picked up and dropped off in Villafranca. And when we got here...
Yeah, it was really crazy.
We sat down for a drink and...
What should pass us?
But the Jacko Trans van pulled up and the bloke jumped out with our backpacks.
So. Yeah, and we go, oh, there they are.
There they are.
Because I was a little bit anxious about leaving my
never
pack.
Done that before.
No.
But it worked a treat, and it helped me today. I couldn't have done it.
Yes. I will now continue to wear my pack.
Yeah, of course.
Because the little one that Michael had in his pack that we loaded up today, because it hasn't got a waist band, belt, by the end of the day, when we'd loaded it up a little bit with our jumpers and what have you, was starting to sort of make my shoulders sort of feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I said to Michael, I'd be better off with my pack, lighten it up a little bit by loading up his pack that's going to be carried on, and wear one that's got the support of around your hips, and just have that extra support.
I think that'll work.
So that's what we plan to do. Even though Michael's trying to talk me into him wearing his pack, watch this space as to how that's going to go.
See how we go. Okay. So as it turns out, we always had planned to have a rest day here in Villafranca tomorrow. It'll be really good.
Yeah, it's good timing.
Good
actually.
timing, yeah. So we may or may not put up a blog. We'll just see if we end up doing anything. So you won't hear from us again till Friday when we head up to Osibiero.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, more later.
Bye.
Bye.